Welcome back to Raw Sports Talk. I'm Chris, your favorite stat reader, and we have the Hornets hosting the Bulls. The Bulls are 3.5 point road favorites. The over/under 235.5. The Bulls are minus 155 on the money line. The Hornets are plus 130. Over/under is the Bull. Wow, the over/under is at 235.5, and the Hornets getting are plus 130 on the money line. I'm pretty sure I said that. These teams have played each other once this season, and the Hornets beat the Bulls 123 to 116 in Charlotte. Head to head, the Bulls are 8-2 against the Hornets in their last 10. The road team is 6-4. The favorite is both 8-2 against the spread and 8-2 on the money line, meaning when they win, they cover. The under is 6-4, and at 235.5, the under would be 7-3. Lineups for this game for the Bulls are supposed to be Giddey, White, Okoro, Buzelis, and Vucevic. And Okoro is listed as probable. And then for the Hornets, Simpson, Knuppel, Miller, Bridges, and Kalkbrenner. And I know I'm mispronouncing his name, Knuppel, but yeah, they're rookie. And no LaMelo. And I'm curious to see if they're going to trade him or if they'll just kind of like not pay him and let him walk and let him be someone else's problem, which, if that's the case, you probably should just try to trade him and get something for him. The Bulls are 9-14 on the season, 9-13-1 against the spread. The over is 12-11, 3-9 on the road, and another team that's linked to AD. But the Bulls have kind of been in this like purgatory where they aren't good enough to compete, and they're not bad enough to be in the bottom five. And then for the Hornets, 7-17, 12-12 against the spread. The under is 16-8, and they are 5-7 at home. And I say that as I look at the Bulls' record and then 9-14, but 5 games away from 500 isn't quite as bad as some of these teams are. The Bulls are 2-8 in their last 10, 1-9 against the spread. The under is 7-3, and they have lost the last 2, 4, 6, 7 games that they've played. They have not covered the last 3 games that they've played. 245, 216, 225, and then 214. A 5-point loss to the Magic in Orlando. They covered that game. And then a 10-point loss to the Nets, a 15-point loss to the Pacers, and then a 32-point loss to the Warriors. All of those games happened at home. The Hornets, 3-7 in their last 10, 5-5 against the spread. The under is 8-2. They've covered the last 2 games that they've played. 219, 223, 197, 221. 13-point loss to the Nets, 15-point loss to the Knicks. Both they didn't cover either of those games. Then a 25-point win over the Raptors. They covered that game. All 3 of those games were on the road. And then they lost by 9 to the Nuggets. They covered that game. It also just depends on where you got them because the Nuggets weren't 10.5. I believe at one point they were 7.5, and then they rose to 10.5. A lot of that has to do with Murray and Gordon and Joker listed as questionable before the game start, and then after the game starts, you kind of SOL. I'm going to take the Hornets on the money line. I'll take the Hornets getting the points, and I'm going under.